Hey everybody, thanks for joining me as I teach this client a quick but effective beginner Pilates workout. It'd be a huge blessing to me if you'd like, share, and subscribe. Lie supine on the reformer, all springs attached or a better footwork weight for you. You're going to have the bar in a medium to low position and heels on, legs squeezed together. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, bend. Keep the arms long and pressing gently into the mat. Make sure your head, neck, and shoulders are relaxed. As always, in Pilates, abdominals are pressing down towards your spine, and yet still be able to breathe in deeply into the lungs and exhale completely as you return the carriage home each time. Last repetition, then when you bring the carriage home, lift your legs up from deep inside your core into a chair position and land on your arches. Inhale, lengthen the legs, exhale, return. Pressing through the center of your feet, keeping those arms long, straight, and slightly pressed into the mat. Last one, and then use those core muscles to pick up your legs and land on your toes, parallel. Inhale as you press the legs to straight, exhale as you return each time. Press your legs to straight, keep them straight, and lower the heels down and up, under the bar and lifted. Inhaling and exhaling, the head, neck, and shoulders relaxed. It's important to keep your abs in to protect your low back. Drop your heels in, stretch, and take a couple big, deep breaths. Return home, lift your legs up into a chair position, open into Pilates V, heels connected, then land your toes on the bar and press out, squeezing your upper inner thighs, and return in. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to bend. Final one, and once the carriage is home, lift your legs up, land wide on your heels with a slight turnout. Push evenly through both heels, inhaling to lengthen, exhale to bend. Last repetition, and then lift your legs up into a chair position, land the toes sit bone distant apart on the bar. Push your legs to straight, drop one heel as you bend the opposite knee, then switch for running. Inhaling and exhaling, articulating through the feet and ankles. Hold the right heel under and stretch. Switch and drop the other heel and stretch. Now lower both heels and stretch those calves, taking a couple big deep breaths. Then you'll bring the carriage all the way home, keeping your heels as low under the bar as you can the entire time you're coming in. Hug your knees in, rock side to side to massage out your low back. Then you'll need to be on either 2 red springs or 1 red and 1 blue spring for arm work. Grab the straps into your hands, arms up to the sky, legs in chair position. Use those abdominal muscles to hold your legs at a 90-degree bend at your hips and at your knees. Take an inhale as you press your arms down to the mat. Exhale as you lift them back up. Now lift and open into circles, hugging the arms into the body each time, using those muscles under the armpits. When your arms reach the sky, reverse your circles. Your arms to the mat and bend and straighten your elbows. Long fingertips. In your arms, hands at your hips, then open the arms out to the side and pull back in like you're making angels in the snow. Raise your arms up, bring your carriage home, rest your feet down. If you need to, take a moment to drop your knees side to side. Next, we'll be placing the feet in the straps. Lengthen your legs to the sky, legs squeezed together, parallel or slightly turned out. Start with your legs just below the center of the ceiling and lower them down, and then lift them back up. Your range of motion is determined by your ability to keep your pelvis level and still using those abdominal muscles. So when you lower down, don't let your low back arch. When you lift up, make sure your tailbone doesn't lift off the mat. Try to go nice and slow. Honestly, this tempo is just a little bit too fast, but her range of motion is a little short, so that's probably why. Lift your legs and open into circles. Reverse the circles at the top. When your legs get to the sky, bend into a frog position and press out and in, keeping your heels glued together. Bend your knees just barely outside the width of the reformer ropes each time. Press your legs to straight and go into bow and arrow. One leg remains straight as the other knee bends, both on a turnout. Inhale the legs apart. Exhale, press them together. Try to keep even tension on your ropes the whole time. Now transition into walking on the moon. Legs are straight, one lifts up high as the other one bends in towards your abdomen, and then they push down and together, and then switch legs. One bending, one straightening and lifting. Very much like bow and arrow, but this one is done parallel. Bend into a frog and stretch. Now straighten your legs up to the sky and stretch those hamstrings, pulling on the ropes if needed. Bend your knees and take your feet out of the straps. When you come off the machine, and do so carefully, rolling to one side, place the short box in position against the shoulder pads. Lower your foot bar and make sure all springs are on. If you need to, you can move your gear shift back into first, second, or third gear depending on the length of your legs. Have a seat on the short box and place your feet under the strap that's at the front of the machine. Scoot back so you have lots of torque on the legs or on the foot strap, and then curl forward, throat over pubic bone. Then stay in this C-shaped curve as you rock back and forth. Depending on your spine and your ab strength, you may go back 1 or 2 inches or maybe 10 or 12. Just be very careful and stay rounded. Curl all the way up and sit tall. If you have a pole, whether it's weighted or not, you can hold that in your hand straight out in front of your chest. Arms are shoulder width apart, And then squeeze your glutes, grow tall off of your sits bones, hinge backwards with a straight spine, looking up the ceiling, and then down to the wall in front of you when you return to tall position. Inhale, hinge back with, again, a straight spine. Exhale, hinge forward. Inhaling back, exhaling forward. Rise up and we'll go into oblique twist. With your arms out in front of your chest, stay tall and rotate to the right, and then tuck your tail and curl straight back. Grow tall and unwind, go to the other side. Twist, tilt back, come up and center. Inhaling back, exhaling up and center. Keep your bar level to prevent adding a third plane of movement to the spine, like a side bend or extension. Raise the bar overhead, squeeze your glutes, pop off your seat and side bend to the right, keeping your left sit bone down, then lift up and over to the other side. As you continue to alternate, recognize that you're strengthening your obliques that are picking you back up to the top height, inhaling as you rise up, exhaling as you bend over each time. Set the stick down, take your feet out from the foot strap and do a piriformis stretch for each leg. One ankle over the opposite thigh, hinge forward into the stretch as needed. I'm moving Jennifer's gear shift back so the carriage comes back into first gear. Lift the bar to high bar position beyond one red spring and move your box away from the shoulder pads closer to the spring side of the carriage. Sit facing the long edge of your reformer, right leg hanging over the edge of the box, left knee is down on the carriage and foot behind you, if possible, in between the box and your shoulder pads. And then you're going to grow tall, inhale those arms reaching apart, looking to the side of your room. And then right hand lands on the foot bar as you exhale and press away and stretch over. Inhale into the left lung as you come back up, arms reaching apart. Exhale as you go back over. Return to tall position and rotate to the left. turn to the other side. Left leg hanging over the side of the box, right knee is down and back on the mat. Inhale, the arms apart. Exhale as you side over and stretch. This is Jennifer's tight side, so I'm sliding her foot bar in closer to her since I have that option on this machine. If you don't, you can always scoot the box closer to the foot bar. Grow tall and twist to the right. Give yourself a big stretch, breathing deeply. Remove the box, place the bar in low bar position, and be on one red spring for Eve's lunge. If you need a pad under your knee, this would be the time to grab that. Stand on the side of your machine facing your foot bar, left leg close to the machine, and that knee will rest down on the carriage with your foot flat against the shoulder pad. Bend your standing leg, which is close to the front of the machine, as you push back the left leg and push the carriage out. Inhale, then exhale, straighten the right leg, standing leg, as you come in. Start rounded in the torso, lift the head and chest as you press away, curl the torso as you come in. Keep those shoulders relaxed and try not to move from your head so much, just articulate the spine as you stretch back and forth. Walk around to the other side, right knee on the carriage and foot against the shoulder pad. Make sure your left foot that's on the floor is very close to the front of the machine. Start rounded in the torso, and as you press away and bend your standing leg, lift the heart to the ceiling, inhaling, and then exhale, tuck and curl and pull in. Inhale, press away, exhale, round in. Make sure the entire sole of your foot is flat against the shoulder pad, not just your toes pressing in. You can put the pad away if you were using one, and then one blue spring, and stand behind your machine by the foot bar. Inhale, arms up and overhead. Exhale, dive forward, hands on the edge of the carriage, rounded spine. Push the carriage away from you as you look out in front of you, inhaling. Exhale as you tuck and curl and pull in. Inhale, straighten and lengthen your spine. Exhale, tuck and curl. You can see Jennifer has tight hamstrings and tight hips, so she has very little movement as she's lengthening out, but she can get a good rounded spine articulating that way as she comes in. One last repetition, and when you bring the carriage home, tuck and curl and round all the way up, lifting your arms with your ears up to the sky, and then open them side and down. Clasp your hands behind your back. Take a couple big deep breaths to finish and stretch the chest and shoulders. I hope you enjoyed today's workout, and I'll see you in the next one.